PigglesDiGaijin, Jamaican YouTuber, talking about things that still surprise me about Japan. PigglesDiGaijin, Jamaican YouTuber, Ikimashou! Boom, boom. Okay, so welcome. I've been here for almost 19 months, call it 2 years in Japan, and there's some things that still surprise me. And I should have done this video a long time ago, but Christina did an awesome video about this, things that you find surprising in Japan. You should check out our video up here, down there, anywhere you see it. Okay? Yeah, so let's go. So let's talk about the children first. Everyone knows that I teach English, so I interact with children only. That's what my job requires of me. Now, Japan is the fulcrum, the brainchild, the thingy-majiggy motherland for anime, manga, and video games. But in English, the kids are surprisingly not as creative. But who would be creative in a foreign language? You just want to get this basic thing done and over with. In Japanese, I'm sure they do express themselves in different ways. Also, the kids in their Japanese tell some very interesting stories. And they have like the best sound effects ever. Like Sensei, I don't saw boate, then Gakujin wo, bole, agete, boing, boing, boing. And they have a lot of onomatopoeia. So it's very interesting to hear how they speak. So that kind of surprised me. Also, children are going to be children. So this whole thing about, hi, Sensei.
Shut up! Now show me wax on, wax off, on, hat, wax off.
Jump 10 times. Yes, Sensei. 2, 3, no. That kids are going to be kids. So they listen sometimes, and sometimes they're just kids. They don't give a crap, right? So it might be not that you come and see all this discipline that people talk about with children, but usually society is a much more disciplined place. Katakana English is real. So katakana is one of the writing forms that they have here in Japan, and so they use phonetic sounds. So instead of having K and A separately, it's Ka, right? So that's why you get sounds when they speak English, they say stato, because they don't have like a consonant ending. So that's why we are here as native speakers to help them with their pronunciation and stuff like that. So please be careful of that. Even when you're teaching your kids, sometimes they do write it in katakana to help them with the pronunciation. But try and get them to stop so they can actually listen and read as how a native speaker would speak. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the children. Actually, the kids are surprisingly spoiled. Shh, I didn't say that. Now to the big people. Remarkably, Japanese people really love beer. Whether it's Nama beer or craft or draft beer. The women especially, I didn't know that they love beer so much. Oftentimes on a weekend, you can find a lot of drunk people on the train. And they're drunk as early as 5 p.m. Work finishes at 5. What were you doing to get drunk at 5:01 p.m.? Huh? Your life can't be that sad. Or is it? It's sad, sometimes a bit depressing. All they do is work.
You see me heavy work.
Work.
You see me do me dirt. So me better work. When
you get it? Even with the advance of technology and globalization and the ever-shrinking world, a lot of Japanese people have not seen foreigners in real life. So it's a brand new experience to them. It's a whole new world. Cue Jasmine, Disney.
A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view.
Yeah, so please be mindful of that and try not to be as obnoxious as certain people are. I won't say any names. Right. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, especially in the more rural sides of Japan. They tend to be a bit more in awe or stare a bit more than people that are in the city like Tokyo or Osaka, because they see foreigners every day. No matter how crappy your Japanese is, and you already know in yourself how good your Japanese is, they will tell you that your Japanese is good and awesome because I don't know why, but they just do it. So I would just say, watashi wa onjo desu. Andore, nihongo umayo ne. And I'm like, no, I just said my name. One thing, foreigners here seem to have some sort of entitlement that they must be pandered to and get special treatment because they're foreigners, you know. They come here and say, hey, hear ye. I, Astawalalo Selave Salavosta Smith, declare that I have now come to Japan and I must get one virgin girl from each prefecture, starting from Hokkaido all the way down to Okinawa, and you must subject yourselves to me. Rend your hearts and not your garments. Well, not exactly like that, but that's how a lot of foreigners behave, and then we get a bad rap. So guys, please don't come here with that sort of behavior. Just act like you're in your home country, in a way, blend in, try to work. Although you'll never blend in as a foreigner, but don't be like super obnoxious and arrogant and that sort of thing. Alright? My favorite thing is the food. Well, as you can tell. Food. So, right. So, sushi can be very expensive and it can also be very cheap. But no matter what, it's still bloody delicious. Like, lick your fingers delicious. So even at the konbini, you can get really good sushi and it's just like awesome compared to what you get, well, what I would get in America. Back home, you don't even buy the supermarket sushi in America because when I went to New York the other day, the immigration officer said to me, hey, you in Japan? Okay, great. So like, is it like that's why they have all the sushi and stuff? I'm like, yeah, but there are other foods there, duh. Yeah, but sushi is like their number one thing. I'm like, I guess it's the number one export to the Western world, but they have like ramen, soba, lots of other stuff, gohe mochi, all sort of stuff. But you guys just get exposed to the sushi because that's the first thing that comes to your mind. And yeah, they love rice, but Japan is not the number one consumer of rice in the world. I'll actually show per individual. But they do make a lot of rice, and rice is given away with meals as a service at most local izakayas or local restaurants. So they use rice to make other foods as well as alcohol, which is sake, right? So Japanese people are pretty resourceful. Speaking of which, they don't waste anything on the chicken, homie. Like, I went to the supermarket and they were selling the gizzards, which we eat sometimes in Jamaica too, but they were selling the cartilage by itself. Like, they clean the chicken, cut it up, and the cartilage was there by itself. I think it's called nonkatsu or non-nitsu, whatever that thing is, fried cartilage. But they have the cartilage sold in the stores, as well as the skin of the chicken, separate and apart from the chicken itself. So if you wanted feathers, you could get feathers, maybe. But they don't waste. They believe in using the entire chicken, the beak, the eyes, the voice box or whatever. Alright, fine. I know Japan is big on tempura, but I didn't know they love fried food that much. Everything in Japan is fried. Vegetables, meat, just fried, everything. And they love fried chicken. Who would have thunk it? After black people or Americans or whatever that love fried chicken, everyone loves fried chicken. But I didn't know Japan just love fried chicken. They just love it, love fried chicken. And you know how I know? Every konbini has their own type of fried chicken and different styles, and the different spicy fried chicken. You got a regular fried chicken, and you got the special this, and it's just there's a heart attack waiting to happen. And if you go to konbini right now, there's somebody frying up some chicken, and he ain't black. On another note, Japan, I've been in Japan for almost 2 years, and I've never seen a gun except on TV when I'm watching a movie from. The police don't carry guns, and there's no need for it. Either they're not reporting any crimes or people just don't use guns. And apparently guns are banned here, but that's a good thing. I'm psyched about it. I mean, you can walk in Japan at 3 a.m. anywhere you want and no one will trouble you. Not the fact that I'm a big, strong foreigner. Maybe that helps. It's surprisingly very safe here and I really love it. And it's also very clean. Although Japan is like on the cutting edge of technology here ain't cheap, homie. I mean, it's like, sorry, I can't buy you cameras and send back home for all those who ask, or buy laptops, or buy whatever, or phones. It's just about the same price as if you buy it in America. In fact, laptops are about 1.5 times the price here in Japan, even with the exchange rate. So yeah. And a couple of things that are sure in life, guys. Death and taxes. A close third is the Japanese train system. They are always on time. Like, I can count on my hand since I've been here how many times the train has been late or delayed. And I'm not exaggerating. And if you're late or delayed, you get a little receipt form from the station master say, hey, this train was late, so you can fire me. In Japan, time is money more than any other place in the world. To be on time is late, to be early is to be on time. And yeah, that's my video. If there's anything I left out, or you could just leave it in the comments down below as usual. Mama, yes, this is what I'm talking about. I don't need none of that in my life. That guy is so scary. I don't need him. So